my goodness. I don't know. I'm just an idiot, I guess. You know, this version of OBS with Streamlabs is considerably different than the standard version, and some of the things mute themselves, and you have to unmute them. Anyway, hi everybody, MJ Klein here. It's Taiwan, and it's after midnight here, so that means it's the 7th, hence the you know, the date on the live stream. So how's everybody doing? Appreciate you viewing. Just wanted to check in. You know, I had such a great time the other night. It's been probably, well, almost you know, a part of 2 years that I had not used OBS, and sound is working but no video. Well, Ken, I'm looking at my YouTube page and I see video on the YouTube page. So I'm going to say that there's something going on with your app or whatever, but I am seeing video, and yeah. So the sound is working, so yeah. I assume you're using a mobile phone and the YouTube app. Just close it and try to reopen it and see what goes on, see what happens. All right, hi you guys. You know, I was earlier trying to add another video capture device. I have a another not this one. I have another camera, and it just wasn't working. It's this one here. It just, this guy here. Here, let me do this. Yeah, this guy here just doesn't do anything. It's weird. And I was trying to make it work, but it doesn't work. Anyway, so we're back, you know, to the regular camera. The reason that I wanted the other camera to work is because I clipped my wide-angle lens on it, and I don't know what's going on. This version of OBS is completely different. Good, thank you. This version of OBS is completely different, and it's not quite, in my opinion, as friendly as the other one. Now, it may just because, you know, I'm not used to it. But in the other one, there was a, I forget what the mode is called. I'll have to go back and look at it. It's been a long time. But there were 2 windows. There was the preview, and then there was live, just like a TV studio. So you could goof around and do whatever you wanted with the other scenes and preview them, and then when you click the button, it transitioned into being live. But this one doesn't work that way. You know, it doesn't work that way. And here on live, anyway, it's completely different. So anyway, I got the chat box set up, I got the alert box set up, viewer counts, everything. We should be good to go. But I just wanted to say hi to everyone, and I wanted to thank everyone because the last time I went on, I had a blast. It was great. We talked about a lot of different things, and I realized when I went on tonight, gosh, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. But that's okay. Now, we do have the line group. Now, let me see if I can do this. I don't know if this is going to actually display or not. No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. But I was going to try to show you the line group that we have for the late night group. And anyway, yeah, some of the things aren't working on the OBS version. But basically, I wanted to come on tonight and tell everyone thank you so much for the last time. You know that we had a fantastic live stream, went on for an hour and something. It was great. Had quite a number of viewers, and it was fantastic. Now tonight, you guys know that I like to infuse rum, and I've been buying this cheap Taiwanese rum, less than $10, and that's been great. Got to do this. Well, thanks, Ken. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And it's always a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you, sir. And so I was in my local store. It's called Jar Jar. And if you, search in my neighborhood on Google Maps, you can see Jar Jar. Excuse me. It's a Southeast Asian store, and they've got a lot of condiments and food items and liquors from all over Southeast Asia. And I saw the Emperador brandy. Now, I usually don't drink that. I'm not a brandy drinker. What brandy is, and cognac is a type of brandy. Brandy is basically wine that's been distilled. It's a grape mash that's been distilled. It's a distilled product like whiskey, but it's not wine. I'm just not, a big fan of brandy. But what caught my eye was that this bottle said hot shots, which they called hot shots. I was like, what's this? And I picked it up and I looked in the back, and it said that it was infused with cinnamon liqueur. Well, that caught my eye because, as you guys know, I've been infusing my own rums with cinnamon. And so I took a bottle of it home. And the interesting thing is, it's only 10 NT. That's like 30 cents more expensive than the blank rum that I was buying before I infused it. So it's like right there, parity. Anyway, it's only 31% alcohol, which actually is not bad. I kind of prefer lower alcohol drinks if they taste real good, because I can drink more of them and I don't have to worry about it, because I don't want to get overwhelmed with too much alcohol. But I got to tell you, it's pretty darn good. And I know that they said it was liqueur. The problem with a lot of liqueurs is that it can be sweet. Yeah. And so I don't want sweet. I don't want sugar. So that's the deal. Anyway, I tried it, and I drank probably a third of the bottle. And I tried it with my usual soda water, and it didn't seem to work that well with the soda water, but straight up, it's fantastic. So we may have a new sponsor. Now, speaking of sponsors, I am using the ivideo.com.tw Wi-Fi box tonight to connect with my PC here in the studio, because it's a really fast connection, and they are a really good sponsor of mine. So I just want to mention that in the on the YouTube channel, on the stream, if you look at the additional information, it'll say mobile internet services provided by iVideo, and that's what I'm using now because I'm near the window. And there is a 10% discount code, and there's a website link that you can go to. So that's really what I wanted to say. So we got 3 viewers. Guys, what's on your mind? We got Ken Rod here, and whoever else is watching, please say hello. Type, say hello. Tell me what's going on. I'm looking at all these different things here, so yeah. All right. I was watching, there's a live stream that I watch on Mobdro, and it's a continuously running live stream of all the Seinfeld shows. They go, from the very first show all the way to the end. I think it ran for 9 years. It's tremendously successful. It ran for 9 years, I think. And then when they hit the last one, then they go to the beginning and they just run them over and over. So it's really interesting to wait a couple days and go check it out. And they do that with the Twilight Zone and the Outer Limits too. And so I've been able to add a lot to my Twilight Zone and Outer Limits knowledge. But the thing that I always think about with my show, Late Night with MJ Klein, and it corresponds to the Seinfeld show where George and Jerry go to NBC and they pitch him a show, and the hook is, it's a show about nothing. And that's my show. I have a show about nothing. So anyway, I was hoping I could get some feedback from you guys, and that we could get into some of the interesting topics that we always get into. See, like, here's the thing. Yes, I heard about that. And I heard that there was an obstacle to it, and they were trying to, work around the obstacle. But yeah, here's the thing. Back in the old days, it was AT&T, and they had to break them up because they were too big. And so they broke them up, and all it did is it ended up screwing the consumer, because instead of having, one telephone company that was reasonably reliable and relatively expensive, but it is, it was what it was. Then you had 4 or 5 different telephone companies that were equally expensive. The whole breakup didn't lower the price. It just spread the wealth out. And so now they're combining again. You know what I mean? So you got T-Mobile and Sprint. I mean, those are 2 huge service providers, and now they're, it's pretty soon they're going to be AT&T again. That's all I'm saying. You break them up, and then they merge. And I didn't think that was the point. I think the point was to keep them broken up, and the idea was that that they wanted more competition. But then it turns out, in a lot of industries, these companies, they collaborate on keeping the prices high. One boss calls the other boss, hey, I don't want to lower my prices. Do you? No. Okay, well, let's not. You don't lower them, and I won't lower them, and we'll keep them up. And that's what happens. But yeah, I heard about that. So T-Mobile has iVideo. Yeah, probably so. I got to tell you, when I went to the Sears Institute in Florida in February, and I had the iVideo box, oh, it was fantastic. First of all, the box was big. Yeah, Ken says he thinks so too. Yeah, the box was big, and the battery was big. That sucker lasted all day. I ran the crap out of it for 12 hours. It wasn't even like halfway down. And the speeds were fantastic. You guys that follow me, and you looked at my live streams, like from the airport, and at that time, I mean, the quality was just off the charts. So I got nothing but good to say. So whenever I can, I'm going to try to promote ivideo.com.tw. But so anyway, what else is going on? Anything interesting? Because we've been live for 15 minutes, and if it's a show about nothing and we don't have anything to talk about, then we got to kill the show. But I got my big drink cup, and I had it filled up about this high. I had it about this high with the new cinnamon infused, not cognac, brandy, and then I filled the rest of the way up with soda water, and that was a while ago, so it's done. It's done. But yeah, sometimes I don't get these mergers because they go against the breakup. I mean, the government was really adamant. The U.S. government, we're talking USA, the U.S. government was adamant about breaking up some of these monopolies and turning them into smaller private sector companies. And now they're merging again. It's crazy. So here in Taiwan, there's an interesting thing that's going on. Of course, the cable company, through the coaxial cable, they offer an internet service and a cable box. The telephone company also offers internet service, of course, on the copper pair. But what the telephone company here, the main one called CHT, which is in Chinese, it's Zhonghua Dianxin, what they have done, what CHT has done, is and we got it, they're giving away a thing called MOD, the Multimedia on Demand. They're giving away a box that runs off the internet and gives you television content and connects to your TV with an HDMI cable. And they're giving it away for free. It's amazing. It's really brilliant because the box runs on the internet. So you need internet access to have the box. So the box requires you to have internet, so it makes you keep the internet, and you keep the internet because the box is free. It's a circular thing. It's brilliant. I would like to shake the hand of the person that came up with that idea because it's fantastic. And the very basic cable, it's not cable, the very basic programming offering is quite generous. Now, here's the thing that I like. For me personally, I don't like sports. I've never watched a football game, a baseball game, a basketball game from start to finish. I can't make it. It bores the crap out of me. I'm not interested. I don't care about athletes. It's just, I don't get the point of these games. I mean, nobody, puts a camera on a guy in a factory doing a drill press all day. And so why should I watch somebody else work? It's just not interested. And so the thing that used to bug me in the United States about these different cable packages is that they are in fact packages. And in order for me to get the channels that I wanted to watch, I had to buy like 50 channels that I couldn't give a crap about. And it's expensive and I hate it. It just, so I didn't do it. I would look for alternatives. What I used to do when I lived in the States was I would go to Best Buy and just buy a bunch of old 1950s monster movie DVDs and watch them and that kind of stuff. So anyway, what I like about the MOD here in Taiwan from CHT is that you can buy individual channels month by month and they work great. Oh really? Oh, that's really cool. That predates the founding of the United States. That is really cool. There's a lot of cool things about San Antonio, and I've been talking about San Antonio with the boss of the Bootsy company. Yeah, so we got some plans for San Antonio. That's very interesting, Ken. And you know something, if you have any information about that, that maybe some activities are going on, you need to scope those, and you need to tell us about it in the line group. So anyway, the what I was saying about the MOD is they allow you to buy individual channels and month by month, which is really cool because if you want like National Geographic people, why should you have to buy the sports channel just to see that? And I like it a lot, and they're really smart. So they have done a really, really good thing with the MOD. And we're about to give up our regular cable box. Now, in sort of, I guess, retaliation, if you will, the local cable company, which is called TBC here in this part of Taiwan, they also offer internet access. And if you buy their internet access, then they give you a limited cable package for a small amount of money. Now, it's not free, but it's still a small amount of money. But I got to tell you, I think that within 3 years, the cable company is going to be gone. I think the phone company is going to buy them. That's what I think. Because the phone company did it the right way. They're giving away the entertainment system. No, it's okay. No problem. That's what live streaming is about. Don't ever apologize. If I'm on a roll, you know, if I'm on a diatribe and I'm going on about something, I'll look at your comment and I'll ignore it for a second, and then I'll come back later. Yeah, just how it is. Yeah, you know, you're a live streamer. You know what I mean. No sweat. But the thing is, that was the smartest thing in the world for them to do, was to give you a box that gives you a reason to keep on subscribing to their internet. And I got to tell you, it's working. So between that, the MOD, and the U-Box that I bought, which is from China, we got all the channels that you can ever imagine. And the U-Box is it's an Android device, so you can just add these Android apps to it and get all kinds of channels and all kinds of programming. So that's pretty interesting. So anyway, but I think I'm going to sign off. I've blabbed for 20 minutes, and I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank our replay viewers, and I want to thank the friends at ivideo.com.tw that think enough of me to sponsor me. I really appreciate it. And I've been looking at my my supplements to do the supplement show. I got a couple more supplements coming this week, so I'm planning on taking all of the photography and trying to get that done by next week. And I may break up my supplement show into a couple segments, because I got to talk about diabetes, I got to talk about male functionality issues and things like that. It may be too long, and it just may be so, you know, so many different aspects that it wouldn't make for a single show. So I got to think about that, how am I going to do that. So thank you very much, Ken. I appreciate it. And thank you for the signal report at the beginning. I understand why we had a fader that was muted, and I didn't do it. It did it by itself. And we got some music stuff coming up too. So yeah, because we got the keyboards over here and everything. So thanks so much for joining. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time. Have a good evening, afternoon, daytime, wherever you are around the world. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll say good night. Zaijian, Wan An from Taiwan. Bye-bye.